Bone here, and it is time for us to recap and review the surprising 2025 F1 Hungarian Grand Prix race weekend that has set us up for an insane second half of the F1 calendar after the F1 summer break. Speaking of which, I have to start off with this. It is now officially the absolute worst time of the F1 season, the F1 summer break. Yes, the F1 summer break has reared its ugly head once again and has cursed us to suffer through almost a full entire month without the beautiful sound of turbo hybrid F1 power units echoing across our living rooms and through all of our heads. Side note, the sound of the turbo hybrids is obviously not as beautiful as the sound of the V10 engines, but it's what we've got for now, and I'm still gonna miss it all August long. If you're new to Formula One, the F1 summer break happens every year in the summertime around halfway through the F1 season, and it exists to give teams and drivers some much needed rest in the middle of the globe-trotting F1 season. I mean, come on, you would need some rest too if you had just spent the first 7 months of the calendar year traveling from Bahrain to Australia, to China, to Japan, to Bahrain again, to Saudi Arabia, to Miami, to Italy, to Monaco, to Spain, to Canada, to Austria, to Great Britain, to Belgium, to Hungary, all while engaging in the mentally and physically taxing sport of Formula One. I mean, the fact that they only get 1 month off is kind of insane. I would need like an entire year to recover from that. One interesting fact about the F1 summer break is that it is not optional. It's mandatory. Half of the summer break includes a 2-week shutdown period at all teams' factories to both prevent any teams from using the break to gain an advantage over other teams, and also to make sure that employees are actually required by teams to get their very well-deserved breaks at risk of being penalized. And while all of us F1 fans are super saddened by the impetus of the summer break, there are 3 silver linings. First, silly season usually starts ramping up during the summer break as teams begin figuring out their management and driver lineups for the following year during this time. So at least this means that the summer break is rarely without crazy F1 news. Second, hey, at least it's just the summer break and not the F1 offseason where it's months without F1, and we have F1 returning in just 4 weekends. And third, Bone, will still be churning out F1 content during the summer break, so make sure you're subscribed to my channel and you'll follow me on all my social media so that you can still get F1 content during the summer break. Bone! Now, before we move on to the point of this video and actually discussing Hungarian Grand Prix storylines, in business, they say you can have better, cheaper, or faster, but you only get to pick 2. What if you could have all 3 at the same time? That's exactly what some of the world's most innovative brands and AI tech companies have since they upgraded to the next generation of the cloud, Oracle Cloud Infrastructure. OCI is the blazing fast platform for your infrastructure, database, application development, and AI needs, where you can run any workload in a high availability, consistently high performance environment and spend less than you would with other clouds. How is it faster? OCI's block storage gives you more operations per second. Cheaper? OCI costs up to 50% less for compute, 70% less for storage, and 80% less for networking. Better? In test after test, OCI customers report lower latency and higher bandwidth versus other clouds. This is the cloud built for AI and all your biggest workloads. Right now, with a 0 commitment, try OCI for free. Head to oracle.com/bone. That's oracle.com/bone. All right, first and foremost, when it comes to this past weekend's Hungarian Grand Prix, was Lando Norris's Hungarian Grand Prix win due to luck or skill? Let's investigate. In case you missed it, McLaren driver Lando Norris just won the Hungarian Grand Prix over his McLaren teammate and championship rival Oscar Piastri by around 0.7 of a second after what was a thrilling cat-and-mouse ending that had all of us on the edge of our seats. This win in Hungary has made it 3 wins in the last 4 races for Lando Norris, headed into the summer break, with Lando's recent charge lowering his deficit to Oscar in the World Drivers' Championship to just 9 points, with a little under half the season left to go in what has the makings of an all-time great title fight. But the title fight is not what I want to look into here. It's whether this latest win of Lando Norris's was one of the most impressive of his career, as some are saying, or if Lando just got plain lucky. Here's the case for Lando's Hungarian Grand Prix win being due to skill. Unlike everyone else in the top four, Lando Norris executed a one-stop tire strategy, which meant he only had to make one pit stop during the Hungarian Grand Prix. While this meant he would save time by not having to make a second pit stop, it was risky because it also meant he would have to keep putting in solid lap times on old weathered tires at the end of each stint, then hold off drivers on fresher tires at the end of the race to make the strategy pay off so that he did not lose more time by not pitting than he saved. And by all accounts, Lando Norris did a great job of executing the one-stopper by putting in solid lap time after solid lap time at the end of both of his extended stints, and also by holding off the surging Oscar Piastri at the end of the race for many laps. Now, here's the case for Lando Norris's Hungarian Grand Prix win being due to luck. For framing here, let's go back to the beginning of the Hungarian Grand Prix. Charles Leclerc started P1 after shocking the world in qualifying and securing his first pole position of the season, with Oscar Piastri starting P2 and Lando Norris P3 after Oscar outqualified Lando. At race start, things went awful for Lando Norris. He actually got a great jump off the line, but it was so good that it forced Oscar Piastri to defend against him, which Oscar did so hard and so well that it led to Lando dropping from P3 down to P5 after he got passed by George Russell and Fernando Alonso after just 2 turns. Lando would go on to overtake Fernando Alonso not long after to retake P4, but he was never able to overtake Russell before Russell pitted. So it was decided around lap 26, after Lando had stayed out longer than all of the other frontrunners with better than expected tire wear, that he would go for the one-stopper. This obviously ended up being the correct strategy, as it led to Lando winning the race due to tire wear being better than expected, plus the Hungaroring being an incredibly difficult circuit to overtake at due to its lack of overtaking zones and narrowness, which meant Oscar was never able to overtake Lando before he ran out of laps, despite being very close to him at the end of the race and on faster tires. What's funny is that it had already become obvious to Oscar Piastri by lap 38 of 71 that the one-stopper was the correct strategy, as he was on team radio wondering on lap 38 if beating Lando was even still possible. So what does all that have to do with Lando being lucky? The only reason Lando attempted the one-stopper was because he got out-qualified by Leclerc and Oscar on Saturday, then overtaken by George Russell and Fernando Alonso at race start, meaning he was backed into a corner. If he did not attempt the one-stopper, he had no shot at winning the Grand Prix, and probably a worse shot at a podium than if he'd pitted, so he had literally nothing to lose by staying out. Lando essentially failed upwards and committed errors that ended up setting him up perfectly to fall backwards into what ended up being the correct race strategy, and if that's not luck, I don't know what is. Going for the one-stopper also took a lot of pressure off Lando Norris, because if it didn't work out, he could just blame the strategy. Lando is known as a driver who's not the greatest under pressure, so having less pressure on him definitely helped him win this race, at least in my opinion. It's also my opinion that whether it was Lando or Piastri, whichever one of them did the one-stopper was going to win the race, and it was only Lando because Piastri was driving better than Lando, which ironically ended up being Oscar's undoing. I bet Piastri is kicking himself now for not letting Lando by at turn 1. Now I want to know, what do you think? Was Lando Norris's Hungarian Grand Prix win due to luck, skill, both, or neither? Let me know in the comments. Next up, here are the biggest results from the 2025 F1 Hungarian Grand Prix weekend. Like I just spoke about at length, Lando Norris tripped and fell into his third win in the last 4 Grand Prix to beat Oscar Piastri by 1 position and keep this season's World Drivers' Championship extremely spicy. George Russell rounded out the podium at P3 because, holy crap, Charles Leclerc, who finished P4, had maybe the meltdown of the season thus far over team radio. Check this thing out.
This is so incredibly frustrating. We've lost all competitiveness. You just have to listen to me. I would have found a different way of managing those issues. Now it's just undrivable. It's a miracle if we finish on the podium.
This dude was absolutely lambasting and insulting his team's incompetence over and over on his way to getting a 5-second penalty for driving erratically, as he tried and failed to prevent George Russell from taking the final podium position from him. It was wild. What's going on at Ferrari? Question? Not sure, but we are checking. P5 impressively went to Fernando Alonso, his best result of the season, thanks to him also doing the one-stop strategy. Another driver who can thank the one-stopper for the best result of their season as well as their career is Sauber rookie Gabby Bortoleto, who finished P6. Gabby is on an absolute heater with 3 points finishes in the last 4 Grand Prix. P7 and P8 went to Lance Stroll and Liam Lawson, again next to the one-stopper. P9 went to Max Verstappen on the two-stopper, and P10 went to Kimi Antonelli also on the one-stopper to give Kimi his first points finish since his podium in Canada. Meanwhile, we saw somehow P12 for Lewis Hamilton and P17 for Yuki Tsunoda. Yikes! Next up, here's how L-Bone's F1 Rookie of the Year race is looking after the Hungarian Grand Prix weekend. As a reminder, I'm judging the F1 rookies all season long based on their performances relative to their cars, not just points scored. After each race, I award my last place rookie 0 points and my first place rookie 5 points, and the winner of Elbone's F1 Rookie of the Year race will be the rookie with the most points come the end of the season. Here is how my 2025 rookie standings looked entering the Hungarian Grand Prix, and here are my Hungarian Grand Prix rookie rankings. In last place, it's Mercedes rookie Kimi Antonelli. Sure, he did finish in the points at P10, but his teammate finished on the podium. And also on Saturday, Kimi only qualified P15, so he definitely did the worst of all the rookies when you take the car into account, which is the entire point of this series. In 5th place, I have Alpine rookie Franco Colapinto, who out-qualified Kimi Antonelli in qualifying before having a pretty rough race day that involved the two-stop strategy. Colapinto did finish ahead of his teammate Pierre Gasly, though, thanks to the Gasman's 10-second penalty for causing a collision. In 4th place, it's Haas rookie Ollie Behrman, who qualified P11 and looked on to finish in the points on the one-stopper before damage and some car issues caused him to retire. In 3rd place, it's VCarb rookie Isaac Hadjar, who finished just outside the points in P11 after qualifying P10. In 2nd place, I have VCarb rookie Liam Lawson, who rode the one-stop strategy to an impressive P8 finish from P9 on the starting grid to make it back-to-back P8s in Grand Prix and 3-point finishes in the last 4 Grand Prix for Liam. And in 1st place, it is obviously Sauber rookie Gabby Bortoleto, who qualified a miraculous P7, even though his experienced teammate Nico Hülkenberg didn't make it out of Q1, and then Gabby went on and finished the race a career-high P6 to continue his stellar run of form and to cement him as another rookie success story this season. He is definitely the best rookie in F1 right now. So here are the updated Elbone's F1 Rookie of the Year race standings headed into the summer break. Let me know your thoughts on them in the comments. Speaking of the summer break and F1 standings, here's how the Formula 1 World Drivers and Constructors Championship standings look headed into the F1 summer break. In the World Drivers Championship, just 9 measly points separate McLaren teammates Oscar Piastri and Lando Norris at the top of the F1 World Drivers Championship standings with about half of the season remaining. Neither of these dudes is willing to back down, and both have already expressed that beating their teammate is the number one thing on their mind right now, which is how it should be when it comes to a proper F1 title fight. And that is what we have this season, so enjoy it while it lasts, because we don't get these very often. Just look at the last 3 years, okay? Both Oscar and Lando have had moments of strength and weakness this season, so I fully expect this title race to come down to the end of the season in what is hopefully an all-time great battle that gives us drama race after race after race after. For P3, somehow Max Verstappen is still clinging to that position, despite the fact that he hasn't finished on the podium in the last 4 Grand Prix and only has 1 podium finish in the last 7 Grand Prix. This is made even more impressive by the fact that while Max Verstappen has scored 187 points thus far in 2025, his Red Bull teammates have combined for just 7. That is absurd. 7. It then goes Mercedes, George Russell, the Ferraris of Charles Leclerc and Lewis Hamilton, where Leclerc has a commanding lead over Lewis, and Mercedes rookie Kimi Antonelli. Rounding out the top 10 are some interesting drivers. Williams' Alex Albon, Sauber's Nico Hülkenberg, and Haas's Esteban Ocon, with a number of midfield drivers in the hunt to sneak into the top 10 sometime soon. In the World Constructors Championship, McLaren have a pretty much insurmountable lead unless something crazy happens, like, I don't know, they lose their cars in the mail, they get found to have an illegal rear wing, Oscar and Lando can't stop crashing into each other in the midst of their title fight, etc. We then have a super hard-fought battle between Ferrari and Mercedes for P2, all while Red Bull Racing, aka just Max Verstappen, is somehow still technically in the P2 hunt, despite how it's just Max Verstappen. The battle for best of the rest all the way down to dead last is then super competitive, with literally every single team having a shot at finishing P5 all the way down to P10, given the randomly good results each of them have been able to manage thus far through the first half of the season. I mean, seriously, Alpine are in last place, and they already have 20 points halfway through the season, okay? Last season, 20 points would have been enough to get you P8 in the World Constructors Championship at the end of the season, okay? I think that stat alone does a great job of showcasing how close together the F1 field is this year at the end of the current regulations era. And based on everything I'm seeing and hearing, the 2026 regulations are going to be even better. A new business is oftentimes called a small business, but there is nothing small about starting your own company. My partner Shopify knows this because they were once a small business too, and that is why they are who you should trust to help you with your small business. Shopify is the commerce platform behind millions of businesses around the world and 10% of all e-commerce in the US, from household names like Mattel and Gymshark to brands just getting started like maybe yours. Tackle all the important tasks in one place, from inventory to payments to analytics and more. Shopify makes the marketing minefield easy with built-in tools for running social media and email campaigns, so you can find new customers and keep them. And if you're looking to grow your business internationally, Shopify has global selling tools to help you in over 150 countries. In-person more your thing? Shopify's award-winning point of sale connects your online and offline sales all in one place. With 99.99% uptime and the best converting checkout on the planet, you'll never miss a sale again, only with Shopify. Get all the big stuff for your small business right with Shopify. Sign up for your $1 per month trial and start selling today at shopify.com/fbone. That's all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/fbone, shopify.com/fbone. Finally today, we need to talk about how my 3 bona fide F1 Hungarian Grand Prix race predictions ended up. To jog your memory, if I could have managed to go 3 for 3 with these predictions, my name was going to turn from L-Bone back into J-Bone because I'd have been back to 50% on the season with my F1 Grand Prix predictions, with 50% being the limit at which I judge myself to have stopped taking L's. Anyways, I think you see where things are going here given my use of the conditional tense with that entire explanation. I didn't do it. My first race prediction was that Lando Norris would win the Hungarian Grand Prix, and ding ding, J-Bone got that one right, as I have once again correctly predicted which McLaren driver would win a race. Please clap. L-Bone! L-Bone! I am becoming a McLaren savant, folks, and I'd keep listening to my race winner predictions for now because I'm on a roll. However, that is where the fun stops this week. My second race prediction was that Lewis Hamilton would finish ahead of his Ferrari teammate Charles Leclerc in Hungary, and despite Charles Leclerc's gigantic hissy fit meltdown, he still managed to finish just off the podium at P4, while Lewis Hamilton shockingly finished P12. P12, am I reading that right? How the heck did that happen, Ferrari? And my third race prediction was that Esteban Ocon would finish in the points. Might have gotten a little bit hostile illusion syndrome here, okay? I'll admit it. Because unless they recently changed the rules and are now awarding points all the way down to P16, this one did not even come close to hitting, okay? All that means I am at 19 for 42, aka 45% for the season thus far with my predictions entering the summer break, which means, yes, I will remain L-Bone for the entirety of the summer break, people. Do you have any idea? Do you have any way of even comprehending how nice it would have been to have gone 3 for 3 in Hungary, to at least give myself a month as J-Bone? Even if I immediately went back to L-Bone afterwards, I'd at least have that month, okay? I just want 1 month off of being L-Bone. Is that too much to ask? Do you think I will ever go back to being J-Bone this season? If not, like this video to show your support for the channel while showing your lack of support for me, L-Bone. Seriously, like the video, that would really help me out. Do it, please, please, please. Toss me a subscription now and ring that notification bell so that you'll get my F1 summer break videos all F1 summer break long right when they drop. And while you're doing that, do not forget to like this video so that YouTube likes me, L-Bone, more. Special shout out to my top YouTube channel members: Joe Max's number 1 hater Snow, Brian Linton, Wolf's Racing, Waffleopicus, Melissa Cruz, Amar Zuber, The Tater, and David Hake. Mash that join button just below this video to get your name shouted out right here in future videos. Seriously, do it. And if you want to join 1,000 plus F1 fans in the free to join Formula Bone Discord community, you can go do that through the join link in the description. Until next time, folks, L-Bone! L-Bone!